Good morning everyone, my name is Laura Ruiz Dominguez and today the topic of my presentation is the character of Catherine Slapper and the unusual heroine that she depicts regarding the period of Washington Square's novel. In order to develop my presentation, I have divided it into four main parts. First of all, I will briefly introduce you the context in which Washington Square was written. Secondly, I will explain why Catherine Slapper is an uncommon heroine, and I will do it on the one hand by analyzing her physical and psychological features, and on the other hand by explaining her love story and the unexpected ending she decides to live. Then I will draw some conclusions, and finally I will provide you the reference list I have used in order to prepare my presentation. So, let's begin with the context in which Washington Square was written. Washington Square is a novel of manners that possesses characteristics of psychological realism and melodrama that was written in 1881 by the American novelist Henry James. The story takes place in the neighborhood of Washington Square in the mid-19th century, where the novel's main character, Catherine Slapper, lives with her father, who is widowed. Now, let's move on to our next issue, Catherine's physical and psychological features. Broadly speaking, heroines are not proud but humble, and they are usually clever, beautiful, and fascinating characters. However, in Washington Square, Henry James gives us a heroine that is commonplace, that in fact she is described negatively from the very beginning, which is a rare thing. In fact, Catherine Slapper is a completely disappointment to her father from the very beginning. First of all, because Dr. Slapper wanted to have a son and Catherine is a daughter. Secondly, because she is not as beautiful as her mother was, and thirdly, because she is not as clever as he considers himself. Moreover, she is not ugly, but she is not pretty either, and she is very plain. She is not an exciting character, and in addition, she apparently seems a simple-minded woman who is obedient and who is fond of her father. To finish with this section, I would like to add that the fact that she is so blunt, she is not the object of much interest for men. Yet, she is very wealthy, and therefore she is a potential victim for fortune seekers, which eventually is what she becomes, a victim of Maurice Townsend. Now I would like to elaborate on her love story and how she ends up being in order to demonstrate that she is an uncommon heroine. Catherine wants to convince her father Maurice is in love with her and that he is a good pretender. However, her father doesn't consent, to the extent that he threatens her of disinheriting her if she marries Maurice. However, she continues with the marriage, demonstrating that she is not the weak-minded woman her father thinks she is. However, the relationship ends once Maurice finds out that Catherine will not own the fortune anymore. Consequently, Catherine is devastated since her love has abandoned her. Nevertheless, she refuses to admit she is hurt because that fact will make her a victim, and this is the last thing she wants to become. In short, she shows her strength when she doesn't want the others to feel pity for her, and even less to give her father the satisfaction of seeing how destroyed she is. Finally, several years after, she becomes an old maid because she has refused to marry anyone, and that fact is an unusual fact for a heroine, but at the same time is a very admirable fact at the same time. So, as a conclusion, I will briefly summarize this presentation by saying that Catherine is a commonplace woman, but she's an uncommon heroine. In fact, this fact leads us as readers to notice that she is an extraordinary character because she refuses to become the typical clever and beautiful common heroine, and she becomes a plain and a weak-minded woman that she ends up being a victim of a fortune seeker. So that's all. I hope you like it. Here I leave you the reference list I have used in order to prepare my presentation. And if you have any question or do you want to comment on something, feel free to ask me through the following email. Thank you so much.